and it's finally here. I'm not sure whether you've been waiting for it, but since the first video on this YouTube channel featured the Morelia DNAs alongside the Wave Cup, I guess it's high time to talk in depth about what is possibly the boot of the year. I saw a video from Noah Kavanagh yesterday where he openly declared if the Wave Cup was the boot of the year for 2024, the DNAs might very well be, if not the top, among the top three or in the running to be one of the best standouts or best releases from this year. So I've owned this shoe for roughly 4 weeks already. I've played up to 3.5 sessions with it. And so today I'm going to talk about what I thought of it, my experience, certain quirks, certain details. You've probably read about it, you've probably seen tons of video reviews, so I will probably skim around it pretty quickly. But if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section. I try to reply to the comments as much as possible. If you haven't subscribed, appreciate the sub. Would also really appreciate if you can drop a like if this video has been helpful and informative for you, or even at least help in your decision in either to purchase, to delay, or even just totally ignore this football boot, because as good as it is, it might not be for everyone. All right, so let's this is my pair. As you can see, there's a bit of used to be some scuff marks, but I wiped them off before. But let's look at the box first. So the box, it's pretty classy. It's actually very very classy. It looks the part, befitting of probably the standout so early in 2025. But then again, as usual, when it comes to Mizuno's, the unboxing experience is pretty meh. You get all this white paper, nothing to shout about, and even the string bag, it is cool. You know, gold on gray does look good. They do stand out, but it's just a normal string bag. I think it can be water resistant or waterproof, but as you can, as shown here, it's still crisp and clean, pristine. I have no reason to take it out because I carry my boots in a different bag when I play. But let's go straight to the start of the show. So yeah, that's the unboxing experience. Nothing to shout about. However, if you are wondering where did I got it from, so I got it through a shop on Shopee. It's a legit shop, so it's a well-known shop selling Mizuno shoes out of Malaysia. And I just checked the Malaysian Mizuno website just now, and the DNAs are still available. I'm not sure whether you can get it if you're outside of Malaysia using VPN, accessing it and then ordering it and getting it to you is possible. That's for you to check. But do let me know and share the details with the viewers in the comment section. But it's still available on the Malaysian Mizuno website. Let me check really quickly. If you don't believe me, let's have a look there. There you go. This is the Mizuno website for Morelia DNA Japan, and only US 7 is not available. So US 7 should be 6.5, correct? But yeah, all the sizes are still available. It's retailing for 1,409, which is easily the most expensive football boot top end that's available in the market nowadays. So today we're going to talk about whether that's worth paying through your nose for that. Yeah, so as you know, the Morelia DNA is a combination of the Morelia 2 upper and a Morelia Neo 4 sole plate. That's the main thing. So taking the comfort of their most comfort silo, which is the Morelia 2, and combining with the speed boot elements that is well known to be with the Morelia Neo 4. The earlier DNAs, which was released in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, utilized the sole of, the sole part of Morelia Neo 3. So obviously you can call this the DNA 2s because that's an improvement on there. That's the suede lining inside here, so it keeps your feet in, keeps the feet on, keeps it intact. Sorry, you don't really slide much. I don't wear grip socks, and people have been telling should be wearing grip socks. At the end of the day, if your feet is secure, yes, sure, it wouldn't hurt, but I don't think it's the most important element in playing football, right? At the end of the day, most of the inner linings, most of the insides of the shoes, it comes with the materials to keep your feet secure. These are Zero Glide laces, if I'm not mistaken. And again, if you've seen in the previous videos, I like to set up my laces like this. They didn't come out like this out of the box. It's more of the zigzag one. So the U-throat construction is pretty deep. So if you really want to make it tight, you can. I agree with some of the reviewers who preferred if we have an extra runner's loop, an extra hole here to enable runner's loop. Because of the absence of it, the runner's loop for me starts up here. It just keeps my feet more secure. It has nothing to do with what you call that, the necessity to have a runner's loop. I can just put it that way. But I feel by doing this, it makes this 5 lines here looks cleaner. That's about it. The bottom, if you have a Morelia Neo 4, it's pretty much that. If you're wondering how it feels, how it, the base of your feet on the field, if you have a Neo 4, this is exactly how it feels. It's got the studs are relatively, I would consider this a bit short, but a bit narrow. The conical studs are smaller than what I've seen on the Morelia Morelia 2s. It's very snappy, and it feels good. I've played this not mostly, all of the time on AGs, and I have, touch wood, I recall I haven't slipped. I haven't had any issues in terms of controlling the ball. What I actually like, I don't know, maybe it's a placebo effect, but when I wear this, I feel that the tip of my toes are a bit like, it's bent upwards like this. So controlling the ball feels very good. And yeah, as you can see, there's this blue accent at the end here. And as confirmed before by several other YouTubers and other blogs, this is the color of the original DNA. So that's a cool, cool trivia there. The insides of the tongue is padded. So I'm not saying you're not going to feel if you're getting stomped on. You will feel getting stomped on. But this is, I would say, I'll still be able to walk properly as compared to if I get stomped on when wearing a Sokito. I'll be feeling it for weeks. So I play mostly as a midfielder, central midfielder, and so I pass a lot. So the passing sensation with this shoe is brilliant. Curling the ball, chipping the ball, scooping it, shooting it, I have no problems. I would say it does, how to put it, if you want to compare this with the Morelia Neo 4, yes, the 4 feels much more responsive. It's probably because of the upper, which is more towards the speed boot centric. But if you, like me, prefer the comfort, because at the end of the day, when I'm looking at my shoes, looking at buying new football shoes, I always put comfort ahead of everything else. So when it comes to comfort, nothing beats the DNA 2s for 2025. Obviously, you'll see me comparing it with the Wave Cup. You can check that video. But in short, I like the Wave Cup a lot. So, let's talk about sizing now. A good comment came up in one of my videos yesterday about the sizing. I typically wear a size 7 for all of my shoes. UK 7, yeah? My Wave Cup is UK 7. My Adlers is a bit weird. It goes down to 6. That's the weird sizing of Adler shoes. But my Adidas Predators, size 7 UK. However, when wearing this, there is slightly extra volume at the tip of the toe. I don't know why. It's so weird. I thought it's just me, but then again, when I wore this, I thought I could have gotten away with 6.5 UK. Because there is some, I wouldn't say too much volume, there's a smidge extra room up there. So I compared the sizes. I checked back with my Wave Cups. I checked back with my Neo 4 Elites, and there's still space. I like to keep a bit of room in front, but there's some additional volume with this particular model. So it might work best. If you can try this in the shop, I highly recommend give it a go. But having this in UK7, I think I could get away with a 6.5 UK. So trade with caution. If you want to go with true to size, by all means, go ahead. Most of the other reviewers mentioned true to size. I noticed Noah Kavanaugh's review of it didn't mention about that slide toe room, but I did feel it. My feet is a bit on the slightly wide side, so that's the width of 7. But the extra room at the front is noticeable, but not detrimental to play experience. So lastly, is this worth spending? What's the rate right now if you convert American dollars to Malaysian ringgit? I think it's 3 point something. Or Malaysian ringgit is pretty shit right now. Should be around $300 plus, right? This might be your most expensive football boot purchase in a while, if you are getting this pair. But, and I know a lot of things are going in the news right now about, oh, this shoe is made in China, and then you slap a brand on it, and there you go. That's like 15, 20 times more expensive than its production value. This shoe is made in Japan, and I've had shoes that's made in Vietnam. I have shoes that's made in Indonesia, and Japan, obviously. And you can feel the difference. Even comparing the Elites, the Neo 4 Elites that I have, and then comparing it, the build quality, yeah, it's noticeable. Oh yeah. Speaking of the upper, obviously, the Morelia 2 upper, it's fully kangaroo leather. So this is so soft. I think I've said soft so many times in all of my videos. I apologize for that. But the comfort level on this, it's only rivaled by the one on the Wave Cup, which is my favorite shoe, probably of all time. If you are thinking of how it looks or how it compares to the Atlas are thinner, but gives more of a barefoot feel. There is more plush, there is more cushion on the DNAs. Cool. So I hope I've addressed most of the questions. But obviously, I more than love to entertain any queries, any questions, and even comments on suggestions on how to improve my videos. I know it could have been better. It can always be better, but I appreciate any feedback. So till we meet again, I'm not sure when I'm gonna add some of the gameplay videos of me wearing this in one of my Sunday sessions. But yeah, you look good. You will look good in this pair. It goes well with if you're wearing an all black. It goes really good if you are pairing it with something white, with a white top or whatever. I mean, come on. You can never go bad with, silver and gold. It's classy as heck. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.